Hey, welcome or welcome back. Ever felt like some of the best RPGs of the 90s slipped under everyone else's radar and you're the only one to know about them? Well, stick around, because today we're unearthing 10 underrated PC classics that still pack a nostalgic punch and totally deserve another playthrough right now. Imagine crash landing on an alien sorta kinda but not really prison planet and having to MacGyver your way through to survival. Robinson's Requiem from Silmarils is a first-person survival simulation that forces you to monitor hunger, thirst, wounds and even perform surgery on yourself. Well, only when necessary, not just like that, for shits and giggles. Robinson's Requiem is brutal, slow and brilliantly authentic, the kind of a game that doesn't just test your stats, but your patience and sanity. You play Trepliev 1, an officer stranded on the deadly world of Zarathustra after your ship crashes, left to scavenge tools, hunt alien creatures and uncover the mystery of other lost explorers before you can escape. It scared off casual players back then with its uncanny style and complexity, but today it stands as a gritty survivalist masterpiece decades ahead of its time. Stonekeep is Interplay's richly atmospheric first-person dungeon crawler, mixing pre-rendered 3D environments, real-time combat and surprisingly cinematic FMV cutscenes. You play Drake, a lone warrior whose childhood home was destroyed by the evil god Kulkum. Years later, you return to the ruins of Stonekeep to recover magical orb that hold the imprisoned gods and put an end to Kulkum's dark reign. The game's tactile design, creaky doors, echoing corridors, clanging swords, makes every step feel immersive and very film-like. It never sold as well as Ultima Underworld, but its sound design and story-driven dungeon atmosphere remain a hidden gem for anyone craving that unmistakable 90s magic. The third entry in Attic's Realms of Arkania trilogy, based on the Dark-eyed tabletop RPG, Shadows over Riva refined everything that came before it. It offered smoother movement, improved graphics and deeper NPC interactions. Worry not, however, as it's a standalone story and familiarity with early entries, while welcome, is not mandatory. You arrive in the city of Riva to investigate strange disappearances and rumors of an unnervingly organized orc invasion. Before long, your party uncovers a horrifying truth. Parasitic worm creatures are controlling key figures in town, and you have to shrink down, quite literally I must add, to infiltrate their lair and destroy their queen. Shadows over Riva is dense, complex and wonderfully crunchy, the kind of RPG that rewards patience and curiosity in equal measure. Blue Byte's Albion is going to become a running joke on this channel, as while being overlooked, I seem to be mentioning it all the time. But it's because I think it deserved the limelight, and there are two other games in the video that I gave the same treatment, so you may recognize them too. Albion begins as a straight sci-fi mission, but quickly blossoms into an unexpectedly beautiful fantasy epic. You play as Tom Driscoll, a corporate pilot whose reconnaissance craft crash lands on the mysterious planet Albion. Stranded among feline aliens called Iskai and human settlers who've forgotten their origins, Tom discovers that his employers plans to relentlessly strip mine the planet dry, which happens to be quite alive and not desolate as originally thought so. What follows is a journey through vivid 2D villages and 3D dungeons that blends high technology with ancient magic. It's imaginative, emotional and feels like a bridge between Ultima's world building and Fallout's cultural commentary. Mordor: The Depths of Dejenol is the most overlooked, ignored and underappreciated release of 1995. It's a pure, stat-driven dungeon crawler that's all about the grind, in the best possible way. You build your adventurer, or adventurers as you can lead up to 4 at once, from 9 races and around a dozen guilds, then plunge into 15 sprawling dungeon levels on a quest to defeat the legendary Prince of Devils. The story is simple but effective. Centuries ago, the mines beneath the city of Marlith were sealed after a demonic uprising. Now they've been reopened and it's your job to reclaim them, one monster-infested floor at a time. Mordor may lack the polish of bigger RPGs, but its open-ended gameplay, ginormous customizability potential and endless replayability inspired a cult following that still thrives today. World of Aden Thunderscape is what happens when steampunk and dark fantasy collide. It's also a game, but I suppose it goes without saying in a video like this one. Thunderscape is set in a world devastated by the cataclysmic darkfall, where demonic creatures called Nocturnals roam free. You lead a 6-member party armed with swords, flintlocks and storm-powered cannons. Your mission? Uncover the truth behind the darkfall and stop the corruption spreading across the land. Its turn-based combat plays out directly on the exploration map, giving every encounter a tense, tactical feel. Critics complained about the interface being disappointing, but its moody world, rich lore and mix of gears and sorcery make it one of SSI's most inventive RPGs. FTL's long-awaited and a bit late sequel to Dungeon Master brought back real-time grid crawling, rune-based spellcasting and the same satisfying sense of danger around every corner. You guide Thoramzet and his companions through portals and dungeons to reach Skullkeep, where the sorcerer of Dragoth is summoning dark forces to conquer the world. Every torch you light and every riddle you solve feels vital to survival, and the game's clever AI gives monsters an almost unsettling awareness of your tactics. Or maybe it's just me being a bad gamer. Either or. Dungeon Master 2 may have looked dated when it finally arrived, but its depth and challenge make it a worthy successor to the original classic. Betrayal at Krondor from Dynamics and Sierra adapts Raymond Feist's Rift War novels into an RPG that feels like reading a great fantasy novel you can actually play. The game's clever chapter-based structure, sharp writing and strategic turn-based combat were way ahead of their time. Same could be said about digitized characters, which were not a common occurrence in many other games in 1993. You play Gorath, a dark elf seeking to prevent a war, joined by Locklear and Owen as they race to warn Prince Arufa of an impending invasion. Along the way, you'll navigate treachery, politics and magic as the Dark Elf leader Delecan plots to overthrow the kingdom. Betrayal at Krondor is witty, heartfelt and remains one of the best written RPGs ever made. Microprocessed Darklands trades high fantasy for gritty medieval realism, no elves or orcs here, just saints, sinners and the superstitions of the 15th century Germany. Okay, I'm exaggerating a little, as there's plenty monsters and creatures native to the folklore of the region. You assemble a band of adventurers and set out across the Holy Roman Empire to battle robbers, witchers and demons, with every quest unfolding through text-based choices and real-time combat. While the game is an open-world sandbox with a non-linear narrative, there is a final plot you can actually follow to completion, which culminates in a battle against the demon lord Baphomet and his heretic followers, preventing the apocalypse. You can, however, carry on playing after, making it a truly endless experience. Darklands' open-world design and historical myth blend were groundbreaking, and even today, it feels years ahead of its time. Rounding out the decade, Septerra from Valkyrie Studios blends JRPG-style turn-based battles with Western storytelling. You play Maya, a scavenger from the lower shells of a world made out of layered floating continents orbiting a central core. When the upper classes try to force an ancient prophecy to fruition, Maya and her companions must journey across shells, uncovering secrets of gods, technology and destiny. The game's power bar combat system rewards timing and planning, and its haunting Martin O'Donnell soundtrack gives every moment a melancholic weight. It may have been overlooked in its day, but now Septerra stands as a true East meets West hybrid masterpiece that deserves no less than a full playthrough. And that's our whirlwind tour of underappreciated 90s PC RPGs, games that dared to be different but never hit the big time. If you enjoyed this trip down the dungeon with me, don't forget to like, subscribe and ring that bell so that we could face more dragons together. Thanks a lot for watching, take care of yourself and I'll talk to you soon.